So we're here corresponding in Naples, and all right, what do we have here? Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this Aventador. I like this. This is nice. This is very nice. Actually, I think I know this guy. He has like a pretty cool card collection. Damn, are you the dog guy?
Yes, sir. That's my new nickname in town, right?
What is this?
My Aventador roaster.
I've heard what you do is kind of messed up.
Messed up? What kind of shit is that? What do you mean messed up?
You sold some dogs for like $1 million. Isn't that like a family pet? Well, you wouldn't do that, would you?
I've heard that many times. Let me tell you what I tell everybody else. I'd rather be crying in my Lamborghini than to be laughing in your Toyota Camry you pulled in.
I don't mean to be rude, but could I ask you more questions if that's possible?
What are you guys filming over here? Some documentary or something?
Yeah, you know, the Naples lifestyle. People who are from the city.
How'd you know I was a dog guy?
I've heard about you.
This town has a lot of gossip. A lot.
We're here to find out.
What do you want to ask me? I'm about to get something to eat at the pizzeria down the corner.
Oh, well, we're headed that way anyway, so.
You are? Well, you know what? You guys can join me for pizza.
All right, guess we gotta go. Let's go. Where are we at?
La Trattoria. It's one of my favorite places. A friend of mine owns it, Massimo. Straight out of the boat. Amazing Italian food. Honestly, the best pizza in the world. Right here. I don't care. Even better than anywhere in Italy.
Really?
Yes, sir. I promise you.
Damn.
Buonasera. Come stai?
Mio, come stai?
Bene,
Tutto
bene,
bene?
bene.
Grazie.
Cavallo per tre, per favore.
Tavolo? Chiaro.
Sì, grazie.
When we came up here, you spoke what sounded like Italian, right?
Correct.
Wait, so you're Italian, right? Or not?
No, I'm not Italian. Massimo's Italian. He's from Naples, Italy. I'm actually from Lebanon. I was born in Lebanon. And when we left the war in 1982, we traveled to Syria and then to Sicily. And when I was in Sicily, I picked up Italian. Later on, we moved to the UK and then to Montreal, where we lived in Little Italy in Montreal, where I picked up some more Italian. As well as my first girlfriend was Italian. So I picked up some Italian, so I could speak Italian pretty well.
What other languages do you speak?
I speak Arabic, obviously it's my maternal language, and Aramaic, which is also my maternal language. I'm Assyrian by culture, which is, if you know what American is, Jesus language. There's the original Hebrew. Not the Hebrew the Israelis speak today, that's a new Hebrew that they kind of tried to bring back. French, my third. Lebanon is a French colony, so I learned French when I was 2 years old. So by the time I was 4, I spoke Arabic, Aramaic, and French. And picked up Italian by the time I was 5, and by the time I was 14 years old, 15 years old, I started to pick up English. English is the last language I learned. I took Creole in school too, I kind of dabble in that, so.
Okay, nice. That's more than me. I only know 1.5. So I run my own business. How were you able to take your dogs from whatever they were sold back then to now what are worth hundreds of thousands and arguably millions of dollars?
The value of the dogs came in marketing. Marketing was key. But before marketing, I had to have the product. Creating the product was the hardest part, especially because no one had the product that I saw was worthy of the value I needed to put on this dog. The other part was also playing a game of chess, purchasing the best products out there and making sure no one else had the best but me at that particular time. So I would offer prices and money. Thank you. Grazie mille. Offer prices on dogs that no one ever offered before to get what I had. I literally took a mortgage on the house I had at the time to start my business. My parents thought I was nuts. My father thought I was nuts. My ex-wife thought I was nuts. My entire family thought I was nuts. Everyone thought I was going to fail. No one believed in me, to be honest. But it didn't matter because once I have my mind set to something, nothing stops it from getting it. So that's just the way it is. And I think that's a very important key to entrepreneurs. Once you have focus on something, you have an idea, you can't let no one distract you from it or redirect you from it. Not your woman, not your parents, not your friend, not no one. As long as it's a healthy idea, of course. You have an addiction to something that is unhealthy, that's a different story. But we're talking, this is a dream, an idea that you feel can have a future.
So I've heard that you've sold dogs for millions of dollars.
Yes, sir.
And it's not just here in the US, but around the world, right?
Correct. All over the world. Usually most of my clients, my first dog that sold was $750,000. His name was Magoo. He went to China.
Oh, wow.
My second dog that sold for $1 million, his name was Casablanca, and he went to Taiwan. The third dog that I sold for $1 million, his name was Mr. Bean. He went to the UK. And the last dog we sold was Beanstalk, and he sold for a few $1 million. In total, between that and several six-figure dogs that we've sold, maybe 30, 40 dogs in the 150 to 500.
What?
So, and then our average puppy goes around 20.
So we have a ship box passing through.
25,000 the average puppy price at Muscletonebullys for my company.
Wait. What makes it so much? Like, it's unheard of.
First of all, my dogs are special. Of course, there's always people who judge my dogs for being so massive and so big. They think it's unhealthy, but it's actually very healthy. They're very healthy. They're well put together because they confuse fat and muscle. My dogs are muscular. They're not fat. 8 to 10% body fat all year round. You condition them really well for the show event. They eat 2 cups a day of food. We don't do nothing special. It's all genetic. They move well, they breathe well, they handle the heat. For a bulldog breed, it's very rare to be as healthy as my dogs are, and as well carry that massive substance. It's not an easy thing to do. It took took years of proper breeding and a lot of time and money to get where we are. So obviously we're not going to give it away. No one gave us nothing to get where we were, and we had to go through a lot to get there. I mean, it cost me my last marriage. Don't know at the end sometimes if it was, some things were worth it and some things were not worth it. Like time I could have spent with my father before he passed. But that's what life brought me. And I enjoy every moment of the days I have now, because at the end of the day, that's the career I chose and the road I chose. But did it pay off? I think it did. Was everything worth it? I don't know. Time will tell, I guess.
That's inspiring. I'll be honest with you. Very inspiring. I saw you have the Ventador. What else do you have? And what is that, by the way? Thank you. Those don't look stock.
The car is not stock. I have close to $200,000 in carbon and wheels and suspension, performance work on the car. Interior redone. Everything's been redone on the car. I don't like my car stock. Anybody can buy a car, especially if they're making payments on it or they're leasing it. But it takes a real G to buy a $500,000 to $1 million car and then modify it, spend a few $100,000 on it. Some people believe that's destroying the car, but I don't care, because at the end of the day, it's my car. It's my way. And it's unique. So I also have an SLS Black Series. There's only 128 delivered to the United States out of 250 ever made. So it's a very, very rare collector car. I stripped that thing down and painted it in Viola Pacife. Beautiful candy purple paint and a matte finish. Very difficult paint job to do. It's a very expensive paint job. Wheels, suspension, the steering wheel inside, exhaust. And like 30-some thousand just in the exhaust, just to find the right exhaust for it. But it sounds better than my Aventador. We have a Levante Mansouri. Again, one of three, something very rare. Some people think Mansouri is over the top. I think it's just perfect for that car. We have an Escalade STL Concept, the only one of its kind in the United States. Russian kit. They sponsored me, actually, believe it or not, because they follow us on our Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, and they thought we'd be a great client for them. So they sent me the kit for free, but the first kit that arrived, because it arrived from Russia, customs destroyed it. And it was sad because we spent just on the shipping alone, I think it was like $5,000 or $6,000 just on the shipping of that kit, a very large kit. So they had to ship it again, but this time they had to travel with the kit to Istanbul, Turkey, and ship it from there so that I could make it through customs. We also have a S65 Brabus Cabriolet. Again, another very rare car. My wife wanted a Bentley, but I was like, nah, everybody in town has a Bentley, man. I mean, you guys see Bentleys all day long. There's the only one S65 Cabriolet. There's only one SLS Black Series. There's only one Aventador like mine. There's only one STL Concept Escalade, and there's only one Mansouri Levante. I have the only one of one car in this town. And that's important to me. I don't like driving down and seeing a bunch of people with the same cars.
Yeah, okay, that's impressive. Not gonna lie, I know a little bit about you. I did go through your social media, and I got a question. How do you handle the hate, the people talking about what you do and how you do it?
Oh, you're stalking? No. All right. First of all, what hate? I mean, what's the opposite of love?
Evil? Hate?
Hate?
Yeah.
Evil? Actually, it isn't. Neither one are. The opposite of love, my friend, is indifferent, not to care. When you kill a mosquito, or when you kill something that is irrelevant, you don't think twice about it. Sometimes you keep talking. It doesn't even affect you. When you care, there's thought put into it. There's effort put into it. There's emotion put into it. That hate has equivalent strength and power as love does. Love and hate go hand in hand. You cannot hate what you don't admire or love. So therefore, there's no such thing as hate for where I come from. What I have people who love what I do and love to follow us and love what we offer the world. And I have people who are jealous and envious of us. But that's only because they admire us from afar and don't know how to express their love to us. So instead, they express it with hate. So I think as a compliment, and I pray for these kind of people, because at the end of the day, those people have made me more money than anyone else. For those who don't understand how the haters make you money, is because they don't understand marketing. Marketing's most important ingredient is hate. Anyone who gets hated on goes viral. Anyone who gets hated on gets promoted. And the old saying goes from when I was young, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Only publicity, because at the end, people will perceive what they see however they want. The idea is to get as many eyes on you as possible. That's how you excel.
Okay, so I have another question. Do you have any advice for young people like me who are just starting out, or not only that, but want to get into the industry you're in?
All right, so I get this question a lot. People come to me because they see we have money and we're successful and we're doing well. And they always ask me the same question. What advice do you have for me so that I can become like you, or I can become rich, or I can become like this and that? This question being asked to a lot of successful people in general. And there's always some sort of answers, but no one ever gives the true answer. So the true answer is this. Number one, not everyone's made to be an entrepreneur. Let's just be honest. Not everyone is a salesperson. Some people don't have enough discipline to be entrepreneurs, but think they can be. I have family members of mine that I love to pieces who are excellent salespeople, but cannot run their own company because they're not entrepreneurs. They don't have the discipline. And I have friends of mine who are great at managing things, but cannot sell any. So you have to remember what you are good at before you go into anything in life. But my advice to everyone, no matter who it is, and I'm going to tell you the same thing Paul, the disciple Paul, Jesus' disciple, cleansed the world. The most important thing in the world to master is self-control. You can master self-control. That is body, mind, and soul. You can conquer anything in this world. That means don't put poison in your body. Don't put drugs, alcohol, bad food, none of that. You have to be able to be in full control of yourself. If you have that full control, you will succeed. And I know what you're gonna say. Oh, well, look at Elon Musk. He's unhealthy and fat and Elon might be successful financially, but the rest of his life is not successful in any way, means or shape. You could just look at him and see how worn and beat he is. Look at me. I'm relaxed as can be, bro.
You're not wrong. You're
I'm just chilling and I look great. You don't even want to know how old I am. I'm pushing 50, bro. So at the end of the day, there's more to life than money. Money's great, don't get me wrong. You need it. But money's nothing without your health. You lose money, you make more money. You lose your health, come on, bro. The chances are that you get it back is 50% of the time. The other 50%, you're just going downhill and there's no coming back from it. But the most important thing is your word, integrity. A man is his word. A woman is her word. If you are not your word, you are nothing. In the beginning of time, there was God, and with God was the word, because the word is what made God. So when God made man in his own image, your word should be what makes you. And if your word doesn't make you, you can't keep your word, you're nothing. I don't care how much money you got. And that is the most important thing. And I've lost millions of dollars keeping my word, but it doesn't matter, because when I go to bed at night, I go to bed with my word being solid. That's actually one of the key secrets to my success, is that people know they can send me $100,000, $1 million, and they're never gonna get ripped off. They're gonna get what they paid for.
Long-term investment right here. And later on, we cash out. One question I do have, what separates you from other dog breeders versus yourself? You've obviously built a reputation for having these dogs that not only are built well, but obviously selling for a lot of money.
Numerous things. When I got into the dog world, it was really to have a pet. And then when I realized there was a niche to make some money at the beginning, my brain started to calculate, because I'm a businessman after all. I've always been a businessman. I saw three things. First one, I saw potential in making money. Second one, I saw a market nobody had dominated properly just yet. And number three, I saw that I could do something that I love. So that's what launched the whole situation. And along the way, I learned the most important aspect of any successful business of any kind. You have to find the clients that you have's weakness and their love of the merchandise that you're selling. Whatever it is, that it's clothing, cars, whatever it is. We all have an addiction to something. I have an addiction to cars. My wife has an addiction to shoes, okay? Amongst other fancy clothing. Someone might have addiction to food. Someone might have addiction to something else. And dog world, people have addiction to dogs. Truth is, the majority of the world has an addiction to love. And dogs bring love. They bring unconditional love. So I found that it was the perfect ingredient to capitalize on. But then I want to give someone a dog that can live a long time, because there's nothing worse than losing your dog at a young age. It puts you through depression. And if you keep buying a dog every 7 to 10 years, you know, it gets stressful. So I want to give someone something that could live 13, 14, 15 years. We had a dog live to 19. I also want to give them something that was in the designer quality. So it was a wow factor, so that when they spend the extra money for it, it was kind of like a nice watch or a nice car or a nice suit that fit their personality, something that was muscular and impressive. Not your average Labrador or Great Dane or little Shih Tzu or Lhasa Apso or whatever those little barking dogs are, Chihuahuas. So I wanted to give a man's dog. So there was a lot of things that come with my dog. One, they don't bark, very rarely. You know, maybe when someone comes to the door, they might bark once or twice. They're not annoying. They don't care about other dogs when they come up to them. They might look and sniff, but they don't get aggressive. They don't get all excited and out of hand. They're very calm. They require very little maintenance, and they look incredible. And they're healthy. So it's the perfect dog as an overall for family, in my opinion. It does not get better than that. It is not a guard dog. It's not a working dog. It is a designer pet home dog. It is a wow factor dog, is what it is. So when people walk, it turns next. Because at the end of the day, it's all about how you turn next.
Oh, that's sick. How long have you been doing this for?
Going on 24 years this year. It's a long time.
That's how old I am. Wow, that's crazy.
When you're still sucking on a bottle.
Yeah, I was sucking on other things too.
I was creating my company.